the book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 19. It reads, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, before I continue, I'd like to start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rug HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect to be in the house of David. All right, today is September the 27th, year 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance. All right, this lesson is just inspired by the video I was watching a little bit earlier. Apostle Gabor, he dropped the video earlier, and it inspired me, to do this video. So it's basically just, an exhortation to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who, again, are the Israelites. But the Lord is coming back to the elect, and the Lord only deals with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the Israelites. He doesn't deal with any other nations. All right, the Lord doesn't make covenants with them. All right, He doesn't love them. All right, to be honest, He's not even their power. All right, the gods of the nations, they have their idols. They have their gods. All right, the nations have their own gods. All right, now of course Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is power over all living flesh. All right, but again, those devils, all right, those heathen nations, they're not gonna be trying to serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to the kingdom of heaven. All right, is established on this earth. Headed up by Yahweh Shai. That's when these laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be beat into them. All right, let me read that right quick. Revelation chapter 2. We'll jump down to verse 25. We'll start at 25. This is written in red, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, it says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. All right, that which we have already is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right, because these nations were created to be an inheritance to Israel. Verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. All right, so we're going to be ruling them with a rod of iron in the kingdom, all right? When they go off, we're going to crack their domes with that rod of iron, all right? Bust they shit wide the fuck open. All right, excuse my language, but that's what's going to go down, all right? When they go off, they get in their heads, you know what I'm saying, hit with that iron, all right? And these laws, statutes, commandments are going to be beat into these nations, all right? The same way these nations beat their laws into us, all right, beat their gods and their things into us, we're going to do it to them. All right, let me read this right quick. Galatians 4 and 16, it say, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? All right, when you tell the average person, all right, about what's going to be taking place in the kingdom of heaven, all right, they're going to look at you crazy. They're going to be like, what? People going to be getting beaten, destroyed in heaven? Yes, absolutely. Heathens, all right, absolutely. Israelites are not going to be, you know what I'm saying, beaten or harmed in any kind of way. All right, the Israelites are going to be perfect, all right, in all ways to be perfect, all right, never going to sin, never going to die, never going to, none of that, all right, just going to be a perfect being, all right, and you nations are still going to be fleshly, all right, you're going to have to be taught and molded, all right, and that's what, we of the hopeful elect want to be the first fruits to do. We want to establish the kingdom under Yahweh Shai, all right, by beating the hell out of you nations. All right, it's payback and it's righteousness. All right, you nations are going to love it eventually. All right, you're going to grow to love it. All right. Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, Yahweh Shai power is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right, Esau sows nothing but wickedness. All right, he's the man of sin that's been revealed. 2 out of 3 of our people, they sold nothing but wickedness. That's why they're going to get the death of a heathen on this side. All right. Verse 8, it say, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting, you know. And that's the light, you want to be in, sowing to the spirit, all right? The scriptures actually go into about storing up your treasure in heaven, where thieves can't get it, because we're not taking them from this place anyway. I'm saying ultimately, we ain't even taking these wretched, wicked ass bodies, all right, from this place. All right, the elect are gonna get beamed up, and in a twinkling of an eye, they're gonna be changed, going into a new spiritual body. All right, gonna shed this carnal body and get that spiritual body, the body that's like Yahweh Shai. All right, a perfect body, a perfect mind, perfect health. You know, just perfection. All right, Jacob was actually, I think they called Jacob a plain man, meaning perfect man, dwelling in tents. All right. So, again, this is just some again, inspired by Apostle Gabor. I watched this video, and it inspired me to speak a little bit on, what I'm saying, some things that were flowing through my mind. Also, in that Psalms where it says, let me go back to it right quick. Because it goes, let me make sure I get that right. It says, verse 19, he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments to Israel. All right, you have to remember, Jacob's name was turned into Israel after he wrestled the angel. All right, and got the blessing, So that's, who Israel is today. All right, the descendants of Jacob. All right, which will be you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of your fathers. All right, we're the Israelites. These other nations are heathens, and they're going to be our slaves. So that's it for the, just quick little lesson. All right, all honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, Kwame Yasharala, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.